All right, y'all, we back, and I'm trying to cover 3 skits in one with this Kountry Wayne review. Listen, so Mama Nat, Julie pulls up at Mama Nat's house and sees Brittany's daddy, allegedly Brittany's daddy, and they get into a back and forth. Mama Nat comes out of the house. Let me say this, because this is my first ever review on Mama Nat. Mama Nat reminds me of the aunties in my family. You understand? Mama Nat is the auntie that everybody needs. That's going to keep you laughing. That's going to keep your energy going. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so she comes, and then it comes out, Mama Nat walks up the house, and so Julie's like, so this is where you've been. We've been trying to find a house in Atlanta, and come to find out you have a house. Wait till we go to court. Wait till you see what my lawyer does in court. How you think I found out where you are? My lawyer got a private investigator and all of this stuff. And so Mama Nat drops the dime on Brittany and says, well, wait till you see how Brittany handles this in court. And she's like, well, what do you mean, Brittany? What does Brittany have to do with this? And so she tells her, oh, well, Brittany is my husband's lawyer. Now she throwing shots fired, y'all. And so she said, that's not your husband. She said, he was mine before he was yours. Because, Julie, I guess, supposedly stole her husband from Mama Nat. And here's my question. When is it going to come out that Brittany and Kelvin are related by marriage? When is it going to come out? Please don't drag that. Don't drag that for another 6 months to a year before we go to court or before they find out that they related. Like, we ready for this. We ready for this to come out. Because Brittany done pissed us off now yesterday with lying to Amber to her face. So we just ready for this we need this to come on through here. We need that truth to come out ASAP, on time, never late. All right. So we got that. I want to believe they getting closer and closer to Kelvin and Brittany finding out. And I wonder, too, when they do find out that they're related, are they going to go along with playing this off to Amber like they've never messed around? Is Kelvin going to consider dating Amber? Because if that is the case, which I hope not now at this point, especially how Brittany lied, and y'all already been swapping juices, so I wouldn't want Amber to get tied up in that. She already been tied up in too much, okay? Boo-Boo is about to be distraught when she find out the truth, if she ever does find out. So now we got that. Then we had the skit that followed that. Shayla dusting the cabinets. Y'all want to know how I really felt about that Shayla and Anthony skit with her dusting off the counter, he walking in? First of all, was I the only one hoping that she fell off that counter? I'm sorry. But was I the only one hoping she fell up there with a towel? I was like, I hope you fall. Thing one. But anyway, but honestly, look, I literally just posted a review about the whole Anthony and Shayla skit storyline. Y'all got to look at the reaction I posted before this one. And I talked about how boring and stuff. So you want to know how I really felt about that Shayla and Anthony skit with her on the counter? This how I really felt. Trash. Tired of it. Next. So we go on, and now we see Natasha and Ro. They having lunch. They all dolled up, got their makeup on. Listen, black don't crack. You understand? Black women, they gon' give it to you every time with how beautiful they are. So they had lunch with their outfits on, and Natasha asked Ro her feelings. Does she still have feelings for Anthony, or does she still love Anthony? And she's like, no. And so listen, what I loved about Natasha, she gave that lawyer kind of a response. She said, now, there's 3 kinds of no's. There's no, no, and no. You gave me a long no, right? So I just love how Natasha digs. And I'm going to say this sidebar, Natasha. You can forget about doing any kind of workout with Rolanda in the morning, because she definitely ain't going to bring you along to be with her emotional boo, Anthony, her and Anthony. Because you asking too many questions now, and you suspect it. So she can't relax with Anthony with you there. So you can forget about doing any kind of workouts with them in the morning. She is not going to invite you into that sacred space. But we get that reaction, we get that skit with Rolanda and Natasha, and she's asking about her feelings for Anthony and her love for Anthony. But Ro tries to turn it around and says, well, are you asking this because you want Anthony? She's like, listen, I can't stand Anthony. Anthony can't stand me. So you ain't got to ever worry about that, right? And then I was reading the comments, and some people was like, oh, Natasha need to be worried about Charles and Kendrick. First of all, I think I'm a little exhausted with Natasha and Marvin Gaye's grandson, a.k.a. Charles, okay? Charles looked just like Marvin. He looked like he could be Marvin Gaye's grandson. I'm praying to God that he get a movie deal to play Marvin Gaye, because he would kill it. He would knock it out the park, to be honest. But I think Natasha is on to Ro and Anthony in that whole thing. She's really taking her lawyer hat off to look at this as a woman who has her own experiences dealing with love triangles and stuff like that. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do you think Ro and Natasha are going to get closer? Do you think that Natasha would add some type of good, healthy relationship or friendship balance to Ro's life? Because, even though they kind of started off on the wrong foot with the lawsuits and all that, the NDAs, I really think that they would actually have a good, decent, pure, genuine friendship as women, and Natasha would give great advice, especially as to Ro's interactions with Anthony. But y'all let me know in the storyline. I really wish they would stop giving us these ridiculous Shayla and Anthony skits. It's about to go down with Mama Nat, Julie, and Samson. And when are they going to reveal that? But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Like, tag, share, and subscribe.